What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to the adventures of Chris in random places. My pants are falling down. I hate belts, but you can't really, I don't know. I don't like my pants falling down either, so I guess you have to kind of work with what you got. That's gonna hold. It's just a little guy. Nice breeze today. A little windy, but being in the trees, it's really cutting down on the wind. You might be able to hear it very faintly. It's really calming, you know. It's not like out on the plains, out in the flat plains where you got wind just blistering you in the face. Here it's kind of just up at the treetops. And enough breeze through here to keep you nice and cool as you're hiking around. I'm about, I don't know, a mile from the other site, higher up the mountain. I actually, this time I turned on my way up here, I turned on my GPS in my Jeep, because it's more accurate than my altimeter on my watch. And it actually said I was at 7,600 and something, I believe. I think I tweeted out a picture of my GPS. I hope I'm not lying, but it was more than 74. Let's just go with that. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but I was a little bit surprised. And I'm up on the knoll, the top part of the mountain where I took that reading. So that's really just for me. I'm always curious about what elevations I'm at. What I wanted to do is, this area has a bunch of down trees, and I'm not sure. Some of it, I mean, out farther it looks like not really that they were doing logging, but they were cutting them and then they just fall, because you can see their stump and then you see the tree. I'm not sure if that's something that they do out here, but what I wanted to try and do was to capture some fatwood. You know, the resinous, the resin-filled wood. And usually on trees like this, like I believe pine, spruce, maybe any of those really resinous type trees, where the branches used to be, that intersection of the tree is traditionally a good area to find something. So I'm just gonna knob one off here and see if we can find something. I have this big rock here. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, you can definitely smell it. Some of the bark is not really rotten, but pretty soft around it. I'm going to break this away to kind of try and show you what I'm talking about. All right. Almost fell down right there. So you got to have a bit of an eye for it, because sometimes if the tree is just wet, it can look the same. But the area in here, it's got yellow and almost like a reddish color in the core here. And then if you smell it, sometimes it smells like a petroleum type product, like almost like a kerosene almost. Definitely has that, not really a chemical smell, a petroleum smell. I can identify the difference because I'm in the chemical and petroleum industry. Smell this stuff all the time. But it's pretty good. But this isn't really what I want, is this big fat one. I want to get some smaller ones, if I can, that I can keep in my backpack. Yeah, these ones up higher definitely don't have it in them. Maybe the higher you go, it's possible. Look at that cut with that. I gotta sharpen this thing, but it's still pretty darn sharp. But you can see that it's more just like almost dried wood, the look. So you gotta look at it and smell it. I mean, it smells a little bit of it, but it's definitely just like fresh cut wood. So I'm gonna go down here a little bit farther to some of these nubs. Well, this one's full of it, the whole thing. I don't know if you can see how, like that reddish hue, an auburn hue to it with some yellow. So if you ever see like a tree, what looks like it's bleeding, it'll bleed this yellow, crusty stuff. So as you can see here, this is all resin, this crusty stuff. It's pure resin. Yeah, and it smells like straight up kerosene. You can see at the base of these trees, it's really, really strong through the trunk, and then in the bark section, it's almost like if you hit these trees like this, it's gonna bleed out the resin. You don't wanna do this. You don't wanna do this. You know, I guess unless you're in the middle of nowhere and you're dying in a survival situation. Here's some actual liquid of it. So yeah, here's liquid resin down here dripping before it's dried. It's really, really sticky when it's wet. Let's see if I can get a little stick on here. So this stuff here, this is the stuff that you want impregnated into that wood for better fire starting. So the whole core of this thing is yellow with the auburn color around it. So this is a very good piece. And it's not that big. I mean, really, I could just take off the bark on this. This whole piece is pretty good. Look at this side here. It's actually charred. I don't think there was any kind of fire out here. This is a good piece. This is a keeper here. Because I could just split this. Maybe we'll try and just split it up with the knife. The thing is, when you're working with this, you literally get that resin all over your equipment, your tools. Like, if I let this, yeah, I can smell it on here. If I let it sit, it's gonna dry on there, and it'll be like tar, you know, kind of a tar pitch on your axe or on your knife. And then if you put your knife back in your sheath, you'll get it on the inside of your sheath. Now maybe you don't mind if you do that, but I'd rather not have, you know, resin and pitch inside my sheath. So that's something to keep in mind. I'll work on this piece a bit. So I split one of the pieces open and just split this piece here and just took off the top couple of inches of it. Because if you look, as it goes out farther into the limb, the resin basically dries up or is non-existent as it is right at this junction. It's really heavy at the junction, so when you want to get little pieces like this to carry with you, you want to take them from that junction. So this is that last one that I cut, and it's really nice and heavy up top here. So I'm going to see if I can split this guy safely. It's kind of a small, it's short and fat. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that very safely. Let's see here. It's possible. I don't ever recommend chopping with your knife. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. All right, so this is a pretty good piece here. I don't see any like really good baton logs or anything, so I'm gonna try and split it down with my knife and my hand. There we go. So if you, I don't know, it might be hard to see from there, but you can see the coloration starting from the top here, coming down. It gets a lot lighter down here. So this dark area, this first 3 to 4 inches, is where you're going to find all your resin. And so you want to split up those little pieces to keep those. Like that piece right there, just this last little piece here, full of resin. Really good piece. So I'll cut this in half, throw away the other piece, and keep that. For now, I'll keep it long so I don't lose it. It's another good piece, same thing. First couple of inches, full of resin. What I've done is taken them down into small enough pieces here. So that's a perfect size piece, full of resin. Put in like a Ziploc bag and put in your fire kit. So I made my way back over to the Jeep because I want to eat, and I want to eat over here. You know, I showed in the last video that I had this, you know, this tailgate like shelf, and I use it all the time when I go shooting. But when I come out for these types of videos, I'm always, you know, taken off far away from the vehicle. I gotta have the vehicle up here. This area that I'm in is not a park and hike in, you know. I showed in the last video that I'm up on top of a 7,000 plus foot mountain. You gotta drive up here. I mean, unless I'm gonna take 2 days to climb it like some kind of billy goat, but so the vehicle's usually fairly close to me, and I figured I'll just come back here and do it on that instead of sitting in the dirt for now. It got dirty enough getting that Fatwood, so I'll show you guys. I got just a small pile of the Fatwood that I've cut up. So these pieces here, the yellow where it's starting to crust up, and the reddish, I call it auburn, but whatever, you know, it's more of this yellow. But you can see all of these pieces are right at the knot, you know, where the limb kind of get down into there and just get that, you know, 3 inches either direction. Pretty good. If you know, if it's a down tree like that was, and you can dig deeper into the knot, you can get a pretty good ball of that stuff. And you want to go, I'm pretty sure you want to go the lower on the tree you do it, the better. That's why I ended up with this fatter piece that I split. And I left this piece kind of big because, I don't know, it's not too bad probably to carry around. That would be after you get your tinder going, that would be a really good piece to maybe feather up and get on there with it being feathered. And the resin in it. Let's see. Yeah, you could feather this piece up if you wanted to. I mean, I'm holding it up in the air, which is not the most precise way to get those little curls. So what you do is you feather this up with these curls, and these curls catch really quick, almost like tinder. You know, if you feather enough and it's fine and it's the right type of wood, you might be able to get, if a curl is dry, the curl is dry enough, you might be able to actually get one to catch a spark. You never know. But you can see this piece already would be able to feather it up with this resin in here, throw this on after you get your tinder bundle going, be a really good piece. So I'm gonna keep this one. No need for those curls right now. So this pack here is the one I've been using a lot lately. This pack is just like it's not even really a day pack. It's just like a mini adventure hike around pack. I mean, I could do an overnighter out of that thing, I don't think, with any issue. But man, I don't drink enough water. You ever notice when it's windy, it's easier to drink water because your mouth always gets dry. But that pack is just the most recent one I got. I wanted to get a smaller pack to do things like this. I have, let's see, I have 1, 2, like 3 really like big packs, like military style packs. Actually, one is the Marine Corps' pack, and then I've got one from Mystery Ranch. And I got one from Eberly stock, which is smaller, and then I've got a couple smaller ones. So I do have some pretty nice packs. The thing about those are, I've used them before, And I used them when I was going on like 2-day trips. Like when I'm nowhere near my car and I'm hiking in, they're heavier, but it's like you know, I did it when I did a lot of testing and take heavier gear and stuff. While I'm talking about it, I think I brought today an MRE actually. Yep, look at this. Meal number 2, or menu 2, pork rib. I've never had this. Now, I've got my people trying to get me some menu 22. I think Oso Cali is looking into it. I never saw it where I get my stuff from. I get my stuff from a military surplus store. But I had this one, menu 2 pork rib. I've never had pork rib. Is it gonna be like a, what if it's like a McRib where it's like processed with no bones? I'm not gonna lie, I used to really like the McRibs, you know what I mean? So, one of my little knives that I carry is this guy here, and it is a ProTech. It's called a Shaw Eagle. It's pretty small, but it's got this really nice, it's an eagle and a flag on here. See that? And it says right on the knife that it is number 67 of 200. So apparently it's a collector's model. My buddy from the gun store got this for me, and he's like, I'm like, you know, I don't really, you know, my knives that I use and abuse, and I'm not really into that. But he got this for me, gave me a killer price on it because I guess they're pretty expensive. But it's nice. It's pretty cool, and it's got this push button. So it's like a spring assist. See that? I don't know, it's pretty nice. I really like this though. Really patriotic. All right, let's take a quick view of what's inside the MRE, and then I'll get it set up and cooking, and we can come back. All right. You know what I liked about the MRE when I'm doing this is the bag acts as a nice trash bag. So I got, are you kidding me? This says, does that say patriotic sugar cookies? Are they kidding? A patriotic sugar cookie. Got the condiment section. I got strawberry jam, peanut butter. What the deuce? This is a pretty good one so far. Gotta be crackers. Barbecue sauce. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a McRib. I know it is. Crackers. Feel like asphalt. Beverage powder, orange. I never really use this stuff. It's like pure garbaggio. Potato cheddar soup flavored with bacon. Like, can you put potato and cheese and bacon all in the same sentence like that? Is that even legal? I don't know if that's legal. Might be legal in a few states. Potato cheddar soup flavored with bacon. That is crazy. Oh, look at this. Imitation boneless pork rib. It didn't say imitation on the package. I knew it. It's a McRib. If I had a pen, I'd write McRib on this bad boy. I'm gonna get this set up, cook it, and we'll come back. All right, well, it's heated up. I think while it's warm, I'm gonna try the soup. Because whatever they called that other thing, I think it won't be as bad colder than the soup will be. Oh, whew. It looks like baby, I don't know if I should even show you, it looks like baby food. It smells straight up like a microwavable. I can smell bacon and cheddar. Oh my gosh, this might not be good. Well, there's chunks of potato and bacon in there for sure. Yeah, I don't know. If you were in a survival situation, maybe. It's just like, you know, some of the MREs have some stuff in them that's okay, you know, it's okay, but I know they'd probably try and push the limits to get some variety in there. But some things should just remain unmade. It doesn't taste terrible, even though I'm making these expressions. You know what it is? It's the consistency, it's the texture. It's the texture of it. Now, I haven't eaten baby food in a long time, but I think that's what baby food would be like. I had to finish it because it was open, and I can't put it in the MRE bag with it full because it's gonna spill everywhere. You know, the other day when I was up here, I saw oh, it actually smells good. It smells really good. When I was leaving up here, I saw a forestry service truck up a couple miles, and he was picking up trash at a campsite. Oh jeez, dude, it's a McRib. It is. Oh, my barbecue sauce heated up pretty nice. Probably should have opened this up first. Dang it, these things are like made out of Kevlar, these bags. I got a solution for that. That's what I think about your Kevlar. Oh, now I got barbecue sauce on my knife. All right. The moment of truth. This has been barbecue sauce is okay. This has been one of the scarier MREs that I've eaten. Wish me luck. Oh, come on. Get away from me. Barbecue sauce. Seriously? Stupid fly? The barbecue sauce is okay. The meat, it's like a... It reminds me of those cans of tuna that have like sriracha or something in it. That's what the inside looks like, but it tastes like Spam. That's not as like greasy and juicy, like a little bit drier. Like an imitation hamburger or something. You know those thin frozen patties? This has been the worst MRE I've had in a while. I'm gonna gut it out though. The barbecue sauce is actually really good. Because it's a molasses barbecue sauce. I like those. Maybe it's Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce and they just can't say it because it's for the military. All right. There's like one more bite in there, but I can't do it. All right. If I was in a situation, it would be fine. But if I was to pick, you know, like some MREs to have on my shelf, you know, to make videos and stuff or go camping, I wouldn't choose this one. It sounded good. I'm thinking pork rib, you know, I'm thinking, hey, like a Chinese spare rib, you know, like some little ribs I could eat out here. But it didn't turn out that way. And the soup, like I said, it really wasn't the I think both of these suffered from texture. The texture suffrage. But everything fits right back in here. I don't need to throw my trash on the ground like other people do. Can you tell that really gets to me? I'm sure it gets to you guys too. Pack it in, pack it out. Simple. Don't be lazy. Because the next time you come out, you might come back to the same spot and see your own damn trash. All right, a lot of people have asked me about my hat. My hat is actually, it's made in Australia. It's a Barma. I don't know if you'll be able to see the tag in there. It's a Barma, made in Australia. It's a double extra large for my fat head. It's called the Squishy Hat in a Bag. So it looks like, look, you can crunch it up and it comes with a bag. You can throw it in a bag and then it kind of pops back out. And yes, it is made out of kangaroo leather. Apply leather something regularly to maintain, maybe it is drying out. I actually need to address this. I leave this in the Jeep and it's actually drying out. I better address my hat. I would have liked it to have a little bit flatter sides, you know, instead of woo, you know, da, 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 da. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me today. I got about an hour drive. 40. Last video I showed some of the going down the hill on the GoPro. It was pretty cool. So that part there, till I get all the way to the bottom of the valley floor, takes about 45 minutes, just because most of it's pretty dangerous up on the edges. And then it's once you get on the actual paved road, it's really, really windy. You know, mountain roads. Get down to the valley, and then you're good to go. Open her up. But it's been another fun day. Hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of stuff that I did. What did we do today? We did a little bit of Fatwood collecting. We looked at some sap or resin. You know, sap and resin, I believe, are two different things. All right, I want to thank you guys once again for joining me. These little adventures, I hope that you find some relaxation in it like I do. Maybe some humor in it, because I'm already kind of feeling those MREs. That was... I gotta stop thinking about it. I don't feel so good. It was bad. Like, none of the other MREs, you know, I picked probably my favorite, two birds fighting, probably my favorite one. You know, if you have to have a favorite MRE, nobody ever put those words together but me. Favorite MRE would be the vegetarian lasagna. You know, it's good. It tastes, it's not great. It tastes like, you know, Chef Boyardee canned lasagna and that kind of sauce. So it's not terrible and it's not great, but it never made me feel bad. The texture and the consistency is always fine. Never made me like wince when I was eating it or feel bad after the fact. This one here, not so good. I don't even know how old that one was. I may have had that one a long time. I've had, you know, MREs that I've had for a couple of years, plus however long they were sitting in the military somewhere. The hell, they could have been in Afghanistan and shipped back and then sold to, you know, the military surplus store, then sold to me. Then I had them for 2 years. Hope you got some entertainment out of my MRE. That might be my last MRE for a while. After I've had a couple mountain houses, you know, and I scavenged that Subway sandwich. That was now having a Subway sandwich out here is like, it's like ridiculous. It's like the best. And if you're only coming out for a day, it's easy to bring your own sandwich out here. I need to do that more, because I had stated before, you know, these meals are full of like sodium and all the bad stuff. You know, they're designed to keep for a long time, and in order to do that, they have to do certain things to them. So I'm probably going to start, you know, bringing out other things. It's easier, no prep time, just eat it. But it is fun to do the MREs and the mountain houses. You know, I really like using that stove. I didn't know, I haven't used it a ton before. But I really do enjoy it, because one, it's, you know, it's easily packable, it's fast to light it and set it up, and you saw it boiled water in what, I think like a minute 30, a minute 45, something like that. It boiled 2 cups of water. So that works out pretty good. All right, you guys, thank you very much. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Leave me some comments down below. I like to interact with you guys after the fact. So I'll see you guys next video.